Okay. Let me check to make sure I'm on here. Can you? Let me check my audio right quick. Okay, now I see it. All right. Friends and followers, welcome back to Truckin It. I tried to do a live stream earlier, but I didn't have my content ready, so I am so sorry for that. But number one, I just got a story in today that one of the states here in the United States has started to close grocery stores. Now, for you truckers out there, this is very important. And the reason is because, well, I stream this from home. The state that is next door to mine, yeah, that would be, I live in Texas. That state is New Mexico. Their governor just got in touch with the health departments and all the others that are around there, and they said this is too much for us to handle. And they've started closing things like grocery routes, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start closing truck stops before long. And the reason why I'm concerned about this is because any governor or health department official has the power to do some of this stuff. And with the second wave of the stuff that's going around being worse than the first, now, this is going to be a real nasty situation that's starting up right before the Thanksgiving holiday. So, I really need you drivers to do yourselves a favor. Number one, mask up when you're outside the truck. Now, that means if you're on 10 like I do, or if you're going inside the truck stop for whatever reason, you need to be especially cautious of your social distance and your masking. Number two is that there's a lot within these places that reopen schools. It's not the case of, oh, your kid can bring it home and not give it to you. Except maybe it is if you do social distancing, which I'll get into in a minute. But there is the real danger that your kid bringing this stuff from home can spread it to family members. And I really do have to bring this up because, well, I can't really talk about it, but let's just say it's happening within my own family right now. And I just happen to be the lucky one that lives 14 hours from the rest of them. So, it's time we step up the A game. Time to get your cab sanitized if you haven't. If you don't have disinfectant, there's a it may not be around much longer given all the stuff that's going on. I see I've only got one person watching my channel right now. I'm going right into this, so let's go ahead and get y'all set up here. I am still at home because my shift doesn't start until tomorrow night, so if you see me on here for a while, that's why. And let me find the link to that news story right quick. Like it was on Nexstar Media Group station KRQE out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. In the chat window. And I said y'all, but I see there's only one of you right now. I'm sure that some of y'all will be watching this later when you get this stream in, so well, yeah, just sending y'all that link. I expect more grocery stores, truck stops, and other places where there's a lot of essential workers to begin the process of deciding whether or not they can stay open. So one of the things that's concerned me already is that another place I frequently go to, Flying J at exit 182 just west of Nashville, Tennessee, they've been closing their Denny's at 10 p.m. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's closed except for pickup and delivery before long. Can you all see me and hear me okay? As again, I only see one person on right now besides myself. Let me see if I can share this in the social media here and get some more viewers on. See if I can build a little bit more of an audience here. So what do you do if the grocery stores and the truck stops are closed and you need food on the road? Well, this is where preparation is key. The first thing you shouldn't do is panic. This should have been stuff you planned for in the last week or two. If you drive a big truck, you should be keeping that fridge stocked if you have one. If your company's too stupid to issue you a fridge, well, then go to a truck stop, get a 12-volt cooler now, and fill it up with fresh food. Next, make sure that you are planning your stops and try to stay away from the major cities. Because this is where the hoarding's happening. This is where a lot of these stores are closing. Just got the connection unstable message. But, yeah. I still see that one person's on, and that's good. You're sticking throughout. I believe this problem is going to get worse over time. And not because of the actual situation, but because of the panic that's associated with it. And therefore, if you're a trucker, you need to stock up on your groceries ASAP. Stock up on your food ASAP. And if you don't have stuff to cook in the truck, now's the time to get it. Hot Logic Mini, Road Pro cookers, Ninja cookers, just anything to get your stuff cooked. If your truck doesn't have a power inverter, the Hot Logic will work on just 45 watts of power, so a small lighter inverter from the truck stop will work for that. Also, they do make a 12-volt version as well, so if you're getting that particular product to cook in your truck, I would highly advise that you get both the AC and the DC versions. And if you can afford both, of course. If you can't afford both, at least get one of them and do your best to start getting yourself prepared for the situation that's coming up. Another thing, if your grocery store is still open, get yourself plenty of canned food of a wide variety. So things like soup, chili, and if you're not allergic to them like me, canned vegetables. And that's a big, and make sure also that you get plenty of refrigerated food. And other options I would recommend, the Igloo Ice Cube, if your needs are smaller like mine. Any cooler from Arctic, Yeti, or Walmart's Ozark Trail brand is a good choice. And of course, the Road Pro Snack Master, if you have the option to use a 12-volt cooler in your truck. And of course, you could always, if you have an inverter, you can also go out and buy yourself a proper mini fridge. And that's up to you to decide what your needs are. Now, what other food items do you need to stock in the truck? I mentioned the canned foods already. I mentioned sort of about fresh food. If you have that option, definitely get it. But definitely stock up on things like frozen sandwiches, burritos, and definitely just get yourself set up so that you can. By the way, some of y'all may have just lost the connection here. I'm so sorry. I'm going to repeat what I just said. Right now is the time to stock up on fresh food in your truck, stock up on canned food, and stock up on frozen food. If your grocery stores have not closed, now's the time to do that. And by the way, most of you truckers don't need to worry about toilet paper, but make sure you have paper towels and your disinfectant spray also. So, again, I stress that with the situation that's going on, you're gonna need to be prepared. Some more stuff to stock up on. If you haven't already bought these for your truck, now's the time to do that as well. Flashlight, first aid kit, and if your company doesn't provide you one, a fire extinguisher since the DOT requires it. Any spare parts you might need on the road, such as wiper blades, since of course the truck dealers are still going to be open, but the convenience stores and the truck stops might not be. So if you can get it in a convenience store and the truck stop, make sure that you have it on board your truck right now. And I would suggest preparing for a long, hard situation so that you can be ready for when this situation comes. So, if y'all have any questions, and I see there's only one person watching right now still, leave me a comment in the chat window. I want your answers right now, if my connection can stay stable. I'm supposed to have 10 megs up and 100 megs down here, but given that I live out in the sticks and that I'm having to use a combined wireless and wired connection for my computer, I have to make sure that it just stays working. So, also let me know what you want for, or what you're thankful for this week. I tried to talk about that earlier. But if you're thankful for anything, you can leave that in the chat window also. I'm going to go ahead and get my overhead light right now. So I am stepping away from the camera for just a moment. It still says connection unstable for some reason. Wonder if I got some interference going on with my Wi-Fi, but that's what happens when you live in a rural apartment. So, I'm seeing 2 viewers on now. That's good. But you would leave in the truck. Again, let me know. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say leave. I meant to say take with you in the truck that you would deem essential. Let me know in the chat window right down there. So that I could actually read your response here. And I'm also still taking your calls. And I haven't seen my phones ring yet tonight either, so let me give you that number here. Hang on, my camera just tipped over. Of course. All right, y'all still there? Okay. By the way, I live in the United States, so I might have not formatted the number correctly here. Here's what the story says. Again, this is from KRQE TV out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. It says the state has temporarily shut down 11 businesses after workers tested positive for coronavirus. There are currently 244 establishments on their watch list. Businesses are subject to a 2-week shutdown if they have 4 or more failed rapid response tests. The 11 businesses that New Mexico just shut down, 2 of which are Walmart and 4 of which are Albertsons grocery stores, have other essential businesses. They've also closed the Sam's Club as well, and the Texas Roadhouse restaurant. And now, by the way, that list is now up to 3 Walmarts. So 3 Walmarts, 4 Albertsons, and the Texas Roadhouse and the Sam's Club have all closed in certain parts of New Mexico. And therefore, we're probably going to start seeing the same thing going forward in other states. And that's where I have the concern about the truck stops and the other grocery store businesses where they're deemed essential. They can still close for whatever reason. And this is the reason why I need y'all as drivers to get prepared now. Stock your trucks up. Plan for at least a week or 2 without being able to get in a truck stop for anything but fuel. Since they'll still have the fuel pumps operating, but they may not have the convenience store and restaurant open. Or, depending on the situation, they may or may not have the convenience store or the fuel pump operating. You'll need to check your truck stop apps if you don't have them already. Download them now. And I did mention that, well, I haven't seen the truck stops. So, and that's in addition to your normal winter prep, by the way. If you haven't already prepared for winter, let me get you a link to one of my episodes here. Actually, better yet, I think it's called the Winter is Coming episode, but I will just double check. It's all the way back in episode 31. And I'm going to go ahead and I see that unstable connection again. Actually, I got to go to YouTube right quick. Okay. Okay. Looking for the button to share here. Copy link address. Wow. That message has been popping up a lot tonight about my connection and how it's dropping. But I'm still on. And let me pull up another episode right quick. And this is the episode that I just did a couple days ago. Copy link address. And yes, I am providing you links in the comments here in the chat window. So if y'all want to take a look at those after you get through watching the live stream, just hit those links up, and you can watch the stuff that I was talking about earlier. And anyways, y'all have a good night. And it's been about just under 30 minutes here. And now, and good luck with the grocery stores.